Greetings, fellow Rotarians. Our task at hand is to create hope in the world, and so we begin today. And I want to thank each of you for being here, because this is where it starts each week. If we could face the flag and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time I'm going to ask Joseph Brannon to bring forth invocation in accordance with his faith tradition.
Thank you, President Tom. Would you bow with me? Dear Father, we thank you for gathering us safely here today. We are thankful for the food before us and the hands that prepared it. Lord, as we start this new Rotary year, we ask you to help us create hope in the world. Let us reflect the hope of new doctors or computer scientists entering the world for the first time. Let them be an example to us. Whether it be by speaking a kind word, serving others, or simply being in community with fellow Rotarians here today, help us create hope and to put service above self. Thank you again, Father, for this opportunity to gather today and to serve our community. It's in his name that I pray. Amen. Don't forget the cans or Venmo.
Okay, Ben McMinn will give us the news for today.
Thank you, President Tom. Today is July 19th, and here are your headlines. Intensifying heat waves prompt health warnings for the U.S. A global pattern of heat waves scorching parts of Europe, Asia, and the United States intensified on Tuesday, with the World Meteorological Organization warning of an increased risk of deaths linked to excessively high temperatures. Heat waves this summer, which have seen temperatures climb to 128 degrees in California's Death Valley, have renewed urgency this week to the World Health Organization to talks of carbon neutrality and adapting to a new reality of killer heat waves and other extreme temperatures. Public Art Project will produce the largest mural in Columbus. When it's finished, the privately funded art project being painted along the Riverwalk will be the largest mural in Columbus. At more than 6,000 square feet, the mural stretches along the riverbank's three-tiered retaining wall where the Sonoma Center overlooks the river. The mural's design comprises images of natural and built environments around the Riverwalk. They include species such as turtles, dragonflies, blue herons, bassfish, and shoal lilies, as well as past and current structures paying homage to the city's history, such as a riverboat, fountain, and mill smokestack, and attribute to the revitalization of the river with the image of freestyle kayaker surfing. If you haven't had a chance to look at it and see it, it is a great thing. You should go look at it. It's amazing. And finally, it was on this day in 1799 that Napoleon found the Rosetta Stone, the key to the lost language of the Egyptian pharaohs. Using it as a guide, scholars were able to decipher the ancient hieroglyphics and open a window into Egypt's past. You can expect sunny skies today with a low of 78 and a high of 97. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Teddy?
Good afternoon. Today we've got a nice list of visitors. Visiting with us from the Rotary Club of Augusta, Georgia, we have Russell Keen. And then along with our group from Augusta University, we have Suzanne Tatum, AVP of External Relations, and Margie Miller, AVP of Government Relations. They're with the Augusta group today. Also, Gordy Pease, intern with Colony Bank. He is visiting with Mike Welsh. And Travis Porter, summer intern at Greater Bellwood Church, is visiting with Adrian Chester. Our Soldier of the Week has his daughter with him, Ella Quick. And also with our Soldier of the Week is First Sergeant Cairo Hayward. So if we can, give all of our visiting Rotarians and guests a warm welcome.
Past President Greg Camp will now introduce our Ralph Puckett Jr. Soldier of the Week. Sergeant First Class Matthew Quick.
President Tom and fellow Rotarians, I have a distinct pleasure today to introduce our military guest. As President Tom said, Sergeant First Class Matthew Quick. Sergeant First Class Quick grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. He was a multi-sport athlete there, soccer star, and a kicker on the football team. He actually kicked in college as well at the University of Memphis, as well as University of Mississippi. And then he joined the Army. But during that time, he also worked at Outback Steakhouse, where he met this beautiful young lady that became his wife, Jamie. And together they have 4 children. Ella, the oldest, is here with us today. They have 2 twin boys who are 10 and another daughter who is 8. Sergeant First Class Quick has had multiple assignments. He's a 19 Delta Cav Scout MOS. One of his early assignments was 101st in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, where he deployed to Iraq. Subsequently, he was assigned to Alaska, where he deployed to Afghanistan, and he's since had another deployment to Afghanistan with the Security Force Assistance Brigade, SFAB, which he helped stand up at Fort Benning. He's done so many things, it would be a long, long introduction if I told you all the things he's done, but what I want to tell you what he does right now, because I didn't know anything about this. He is the branch chief for the Small Unmanned Aerial Systems Master Trainer Course. So he trains master trainers to train soldiers to operate drones on the battlefield. It's an incredible position that he holds that is so crucial in our Army and our military today. So he's the Jedi Knight that trains all the master trainers that then go back into the units and train all the individual soldiers to be drone operators and so forth. He's got all sorts of awards and decorations, to include some for valor in action, and been to all the schools that we would expect him to have gone to. It was really a thrill for me to learn so much about what he does and what the Army is doing now. And he did bring his first sergeant with him, and Ella to support him. After I heard what he did, I said, Ella, you're here to support me because this is way over my head. But we have some gifts for you. The first thing we have for you is a coin. I don't have to explain to you what a coin is, so that's a coin. We also have a certificate honoring you as the Colonel Ralph Puckett Jr. Soldier of the Week. And in addition to that, Colonel Puckett's book, Words for Warriors, is personally inscribed to you. And I can't see if there's... Anyway, it's personally inscribed to you from Colonel Puckett. And last but not least, you and Jamie now have a passport to the arts. You have 2 tickets to the River Center, 2 tickets to the Columbus Symphony, 2 tickets to any of the paid activities at the National Infantry Museum, Columbus State Theater, and the Springer Opera House. So, Ella, are you old enough to babysit? All right. All right. So there you go. Thank you so much for coming. Please go back to your soldiers and tell them how much we appreciate them being here.
Thanks for having me there today. I have never been to a Rotary Club event. I was not aware of all the outreach that y'all do. They were telling me a lot about that, so one, thank you for that. Thank you for letting me bring my daughter. I have 4 children, so I got to have a daddy-daughter lunch date, so that's been pretty awesome, and the food's great. So thank you for all this.
Sergeant Quick, Scouts Out, on behalf of the 280 members of our club, I want to thank you for joining us today. We deeply appreciate you and your fellow soldiers and what you do every day out at Fort Moore for serving our country. And we're honored by your presence, and of course we invite you back anytime that you'd like to come. So welcome. Okay, at this time I'm going to ask Larry Campbell to introduce our newest member.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. It's an honor to be here today to introduce our first new member of the Rotary year and the President's first meeting. So first ought to be worth something. Maybe count as a makeup. Today I'm introduced to you Lacey Harden. She's a native of Alabama but moved here at about age 14 and has traveled some with the hotel industry, came back to Columbus, and now she's, get the title right, Vice President of Convention Sales with Visit Columbus GA, which is the, in my day was the CVB. Excuse me, in talking to Lacey, she said that she was looking for a place that she could volunteer. I said, gotcha. You'll be high on the list. Since she's been back from her traveling in the hotel industry, she's done volunteer work with, yeah, I couldn't say it, WINSEC, Feeding the Valley, and some other community events. So she's already entrenched in that mentality. So we look forward to having her in our club and having her as a volunteer and a member. And again, it's my honor to introduce her, Lacey, to you. Lacey, I've got a couple of things. You've already got your red badge. Get ready to work. Certificate of membership, an invoice, and your Rotary pin. As they say, wear that with pride and honor. It'll open doors around the world. And again, welcome to Rotary, Lacey.
Thank you.
Well, Lacey, I want to welcome you to our club. Your energy and your commitment will be much appreciated in our Rotary family, and we look forward to getting to know you even better. So welcome today.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask Amber to come up and give us a further report on the career day. How's it going? Is she here? Okay, Julie is giving me the not here, so we'll delay that till next week. Okay, a couple of announcements. Our breakfast mix for July will be on Friday, July the 21st, and we will find out all about our new member, Chuck Williams. Many of us know him, but he's going to tell us his story, and it's also a makeup. Please find Jim afterwards if you're new, as in a new member since last July, so we can get your picture for the directory. And I think that's the announcements. So now the program, and I'm very excited about our program today. And I'm going to ask past President Betsy Covington to come up and introduce our speaker.
Thank you, President Tom, which sounds kind of great. Then I want to thank you for mentioning that mural. All of us at the Community Foundation are really thrilled to be funding that giant piece of art in our community through a new endowed fund, and this is among the first grants that this fund is making. You'll find out more about the fund at the dedication, which we're holding in mid-August. But in the meantime, go take a look at it. I was down there yesterday evening and really struck by how many families are coming by, and you can already see little kids pointing out the frogs and the snakes and dragonflies and stuff, and it's a nifty partnership with Dragonfly Trails and the city, and we're glad to help fund it. So for today, we know in our community that we save a special place in our hearts for cougars and bears. We are all Columbus State University and Mercer Medical School fans, and we're proud of what those two amazing institutions are doing for Columbus and with Columbus, partnering with us and for our surrounding area. But great things are happening in other parts of our state as well, and it's crucial that we know about them. Today we're going to hear information that I suspect impacts Columbus and all of our surrounding counties. Our speaker today is Brooks Keel, PhD, who is the president of Augusta University and has been since July 2015. Dr. Keel earned both his graduate and undergraduate degrees from two of Augusta University's founding schools, a Bachelor of Science in Biology and Chemistry from Augusta College in 1978, and a doctorate in reproductive endocrinology from the Medical College of Georgia in 1982. After completing postdoc work at the University of Texas Health Science Center and the University of South Dakota School of Medicine, Dr. Keel spent 20 years as a professor and researcher before moving into administration. Immediately prior to his arrival at Augusta University, he served for 5 years as the 12th president of Georgia Southern University, where he led a student-centric administration and cemented his reputation as an accessible and engaged leader who genuinely enjoys interacting with students and faculty. Before that, he served in the top ranks of academia, research, and economic development in successive appointments at Louisiana State University, where he was vice chancellor for research and economic development, and the University of Kansas in Wichita and Florida State University. You might have missed a few states, but not many. We're happy to have you back here. During those years as a basic science and clinical researcher, he served as principal or co-principal on externally funded grants and contracts totaling more than $26 million. He's the author of 65 peer-reviewed scientific publications, 78 peer-reviewed abstracts, and 19 book chapters, and he edited 4 books in the area of reproductive medicine and biology. He's a member of numerous professional organizations, including the American Society for Reproductive Medicine. Dr. Keel has served on numerous boards, including the American Board of Bioanalysis, the American Association of Bioanalysis Board of Registry, and the Southeastern Universities Research Association. It is amazing we haven't run into each other in our professional circles. Not. He is married to Tammy Shalou, who is herself a PhD and an accomplished scientist and scholar, and both of them are certified scuba instructors, so see him afterwards for any tips. We are happy that you're here, Dr. Krill. Welcome.
Home. It gives us a sense of place and purpose. It's where we gather, learn, and grow together. Where we explore and dare to dream. At Augusta University, Georgia is our home. From our main campuses in Augusta to our regional campuses across the state, in Savannah, Brunswick, Rome, and Albany, as well as our partnership campus in Athens. We're a thriving community, building and nurturing Georgia's future. And we're just getting started. We're thinking beyond what's been done, embracing the bold and the daring, and helping our students find their path for life-changing, life-saving, and life-enriching education. Our groundbreaking and innovative programs offer our faculty and students opportunities to collaborate across multiple disciplines and industries. And our state-of-the-art facilities afford our students infrastructure for discovery of excellence and opportunities like no other. With unprecedented degree programs focused on student success, career readiness, and giving back, we're making waves on the national stage by enriching our communities right here at home. At Augusta University, our doors are open with student-centered environments focused on access and value, impactful learning experiences, and personalized student connections. We have a culture of excitement and belonging that ignites future partnerships and collaboration advancing both our mission and the communities we serve. And we'll continue to answer the call of our state's needs by caring for its people and advancing health through innovative research and education that move healthcare forward. The future is bright at Augusta University, and together, Georgia is our home. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for allowing me to use that intro. Basically, I can sit down now, I guess, and we can all go home. And I think we've probably told you a lot about Augusta University. I've got good news and bad news for you today. The bad news is there must have been some confusion. I was told that I had an hour to be with you today. The good news is I'm a Rotarian myself, so I know very well that the Rotarian definition of 1 hour is 15 minutes, and you better be done by 1 because I'm out of here. So I promise I'll try to keep tabs on the time and hopefully leave room for questions at the end. So I want to tell you a little bit about what Augusta University is. You've heard some of the background, and some of you may be familiar with it. And of course, we talk about the Medical College of Georgia, which is one of our hallmark programs. But there's a lot going on in Augusta, and I hope after you leave here today, you at least know a little bit more about what we do at our university. We have one priority at Augusta University, one and one only. And that's our patients and our students. Everything we do at Augusta University is centered around providing an outstanding technology-advanced education and the highest possible quality care we can provide to our patients. So those two things, our students and our patients, form the basis for everything that we do. So what is Augusta University, and how do we accomplish that goal of that single priority? Of all the 26 campuses in the university system of Georgia, we're the only one that is designated as a health sciences medical university. And that's a designation we take very seriously and are very, very proud of. We're home of the Medical College of Georgia. MCG is the 13th oldest medical school in the country, founded in 1828, and right now it is the 8th largest medical school in the country. Now, I don't think a lot of people realize that. We have a total of 260 students, which right now makes us 8th, and we can't do all of that training in Augusta. We rely on so many partners throughout the state that I'll tell you a little bit about. We're also the state's only public academic health system, and we rely on a hospital as the classroom for our medical students. In addition to the Augusta campus for the medical college, we have a 4-year partnership campus in Athens, and in conjunction with the University of Georgia. And as you'll hear shortly, we'll be establishing an additional 4-year partnership campus in Savannah in conjunction with Georgia Southern University. And we have branch campuses in Savannah, Brunswick, Albany, and Rome. We begin to look to establish a 5th branch campus in Dalton, and in conjunction with a partnership we're developing with WellStar to establish another branch campus at Kennestone Hospital in Atlanta. That provides us the clinical sites we need for these 260 medical students when they go out to get their clinical rotations. They have a place to go to do just that. So this part of the state, and in fact all parts of the state, is hugely, hugely important to us. While I'm on the subject of regional branch campuses, I'd be remiss if I didn't express sincere gratitude to Congressman Bishop. This year he helped secure $2 million for MCG Southwest Campus in Albany through the FY23 federal funding bill. These funds will provide workforce training and expanded opportunities for our students in the region, enabling us to further enhance our contribution to Georgia's physician workforce. Additionally, the MCG Center for Telehealth is set for expansion with a $1 million appropriation in federal funding secured by U.S. Representative Buddy Carter. Among many other benefits, this project will keep rural patients closer to their homes and to their loved ones while simultaneously creating a strong support network for rural hospitals. So we're deeply indebted to those two individuals for helping us throughout the state. In addition, we rely on more than 140 clinical faculty sites, many of whom are MCG graduates spread across the entire state of Georgia, who provide much-needed clinical training for our medical students. So I think that you can see, and as was said in the video, Georgia is truly, the entire state of Georgia is truly our campus. In all, we have 11 colleges and schools. We just started our 11th school, a School of Public Health, which sounds kind of strange that the state's public medical school wouldn't have a public health school. We're changing that. We just started that school, and we just hired the inaugural dean, and she'll be starting next month. And as I mentioned, a major part of our university, which also reports to the president, is the Augusta University Health System, the only public academic medical center in the state. Our health system consists of the 478-bed Augusta University Medical Center, the 154-bed Children's Hospital of Georgia, and has associates consisting of 560 clinical partners practicing in more than 80 outpatient clinical sites. The Clinical Care Center, which houses the 13-county regional Level 1 Trauma Center, Roosevelt Warm Springs Rehabilitation Specialty Hospitals, and the Georgia War Veterans Nursing Home. And we recently created AU Health Air Care, a critical care air medical helicopter transport service that's based in Augusta. We transport critically ill and injured adult, pediatric, and neonatal patients throughout the Savannah River area within a 150-mile radius of the AU Health Medical Center. I have a bit more to say about our health system and the exciting partnership that we're just forming with WellStar in a few minutes. In addition to all that, we're also home of the state's only dental school, the Dental College of Georgia, Georgia's flagship nursing program, strong programs in allied health sciences, and a rich history of visual and performing arts. And we're currently developing a program in animation that I think will really set the world on fire. It's truly a program where art meets technology, and it will allow our students to do everything from cartoons to artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and marrying art with the computer. Overall, our goal is to become a top-tier destination campus, and we're in competition with a lot of great universities, just like Columbus State University here, and among the 26 campuses, and we want Augusta University to be a destination campus. So how do we get there? Well, we're going to focus on the priority that I mentioned, our students and our patients. Right now, our enrollment is 9,813. We are only one of 5 universities in the university system to have an increase in enrollment in the fall of 2021, and only one of 8 such campuses to have an increase in enrollment this past fall. Increases in enrollment of 2.4% year over year in the past 8 years. And we're set this next fall to have a record-breaking enrollment as well. 50% of our freshman class comes from out of the area, so although we are called Augusta University, and we are clearly Augusta's university, our reach is well beyond the central Savannah River area. Our goal is to have 16,000 students by the year 2030. That's a stretch goal. We know that. But having that mantra of 16 by 30 helps us stay focused on increasing enrollment every year going forward. Let's talk for a moment about online education. As we all know, the rate of online education has increased significantly in the wake of COVID. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, 73% of all college students were enrolled in distance education courses in the year 2020. That's 3 times the number in the year 2012. And just to put things in perspective, how powerful this can be, take a look at Georgia Tech. Their online master's program in computer sciences, which began in 2012, enrolled 11,537 students in that one course in the fall of 2021. That's the power of online education. And that's certainly one way to increase enrollment. We just created what's called Augusta University Online. It's a back office administrative concierge service that will allow us to take the Augusta University education and take it worldwide, not just statewide. And we just hired the inaugural dean for that particular program. I want to talk for a moment about cybersecurity, and I'll link this back into what Augusta University is and what we're doing in a moment. Cybercrime is predicted to cost the world $10.5 trillion annually by 2025. That's up from $6 trillion in 2021. Currently estimated to be 500,000 cybersecurity job openings in the United States today, and nearly 22,000 open positions are in Georgia alone. It's estimated that by the year 2025, there will be 3.5 million cybersecurity job openings worldwide. Additionally, cybersecurity is becoming a huge focus for America's armed forces, both offensive and defensive. So how do we, Augusta University, become so engaged in cybersecurity? Well, something happened back in around 2012, 2013. The Army made the decision to move the Cyber Command for the Northeast to Fort Gordon, now soon will be called Fort Eisenhower, and set that program up there. I'm told that when this takes place, and it's in the process of taking place now, we'll have the only 3-star general command in the state of Georgia. In 2013, Army decided to make that move. And we knew at Augusta University in the city of Augusta that when the Army made the decision to move the Cyber Command to Augusta, there was going to be a flood of business and industry coming to our community in support of that mission. We knew there would be a cyber tsunami that would wash across Augusta, and if we weren't ready for it, we weren't prepared for it, both as an education institution and as a community, it was going to wash right on by us. So in about 5 years ago, Governor Deal invested $100 million, the largest single investment in cybersecurity in the country. And the city of Augusta also built a parking deck, and we built 2 buildings, 320,000 square feet total. From the idea of opening in 2018, took 2 years to get it constructed, and the door is open. It's, as I mentioned, the largest single investment of any state in the country. Already in the planning stages of building a third building there that will allow our School of Computer and Cyber Sciences to expand. It's an ecosystem where business, industry, government, and academia can be in one location, all working together, and students can walk out of the classroom and walk across the hall to do an internship. Let's talk very quickly about healthcare in Georgia. Georgia is a sick state. Let me define what I mean by that. A recent headlines at the AJC stated, Georgia among the 10 worst U.S. states for health care. We currently rank 40th in the country overall in health statistics, 50th in the country health care for seniors. And why are we so sick? Well, because the other Georgia, you know, there are 2 Georgias, there's Atlanta and there's the other Georgia. The other Georgia is mostly rural and underserved. According to the Georgia Board of Healthcare Workforce, in 2020, Georgia had 9 counties without any physician whatsoever. 18 without family medicine, 40 counties without internal medicine, 65 without pediatrics, 80 without general surgery, and 82 counties without OB-GYN. Incidentally, 22 counties don't have a dentist. So what are we doing about this? MCG has created a program called 3+. Our students graduate on average with about $150,000 in debt, and that's too much money for them to have when they try to set up a practice in rural and underserved Georgia. We're doing something about that. We have condensed a 4-year medical education into 3 years. Now, we haven't shortchanged anything, but we just make it much more efficient. And we tell those students that they will do a residency in the state of Georgia in primary care and then go on and practice in rural and underserved Georgia for the same period of time. We'll give you free tuition. It's an opportunity for us to eliminate the debt before it ever gets started for these medical students. So we think finally we can get to having an opportunity to incentivize these students to practice in the parts of the state where they needed it the most. We've done this through philanthropy. We've gotten a $5.3 million gift from Peach State Healthcare and an $8.7 million gift from the MCG Foundation, all matched by the Georgia legislature to create a $27 million endowment that we use to provide the tuition for these students. The inaugural class that started 3 years ago is already in their residency, so in about 3 years they should be boots on the ground in rural and underserved Georgia. We're currently the 9th largest medical school, 8th to 9th largest, as I mentioned, and thanks to Georgia General Assembly, we've been appropriated money to allow us to have a partnership campus in Savannah. This will give us a 4-year full-time campus there. We're going to be enrolling the first group of 40 medical students in Savannah this time next year, and that will take us to 300 students, so about the 4th or 5th. Finally, our health system. I mentioned we have just begun a partnership opportunity with Wellstar Health based out of Atlanta. This past December, we signed a letter of intent, and that we hope that partnership will be completed by September the 1st. Wellstar is putting over $800 million over 10 years into our health system. A new 100-bed hospital and medical office building will be built in neighboring Columbia County. A minor surgery center will be built, and more importantly, they're going to be investing $62 million in the first 2 years into the mothership at Augusta for improved facilities there, and an additional $136 million over years 3 through 10. This past legislative session, the governor appropriated $105 million to Augusta University for a new electronic medical record, which will allow us to convert our system to the state-of-the-art EPIC system in conjunction with Wellstar. And Wellstar has committed to building a branch campus at the Kensington Hospital in Atlanta. Supporting for all existing medical residents and fellowships, it will allow us to continue the research and educational mission of the Medical College of Georgia for years to come. And we're really, really excited about this new partnership. Our health system will be called Wellstar MCG Health, and we really can't wait to see that happen. So, I don't know about you, but I'm worn out. In summary, what is Augusta University? We're the state's only designated health sciences university. We're home of the country's 8th largest, soon to be 5th largest medical school and the 13th oldest medical school in the country. We're the state's only public academic medical center. We're the home of the Georgia Cyber Center, and we're using our 2 greatest strengths of health sciences and cybersecurity to make us a destination campus and a university of choice in the state of Georgia. We're one of the state's 4 public research intensive universities, and we are a comprehensive institution of higher education dedicated to one priority, our students and the patients. And folks, we're just getting started. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be with you here today. President Tom, if you wish, I'll be happy to answer any questions. And again, it's a real honor and pleasure to be in Columbus. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here, and go Jags.
An incredible visionary life. Thank you, Dr. Keel. Questions?
Yes, sir. I've got one question, or maybe two. These aren't my questions, they're my daughter's questions. She texted them to me. She toured your campus on Friday, as a matter of fact. She's interested in cybersecurity. So I asked her, number one question is, do you anticipate waiving any standardized scores for 2024? And then the second one is, what are three things that your cybersecurity program is going to look for in a student when they review their application?
No, great questions. The waiver of the scores is set by the Board of Regents, and they are allowing us to waive the standardized scores for the next fall. They're a GPA cutoff, so by all means, it looks like we won't be requiring that for any of the universities in the system. The three things that we look for are the things we're going to be looking for in cybersecurity. And especially computer science, because our cybersecurity program is heavily laid in with computer science, as you would expect. You've got to have a love and a real passion for mathematics. And that became very apparent to me when my son just got his degree in 2019 as a non-traditional student. What a thrill when you get to shake the hand of your son walking across the stage at commencement. I don't think that's nothing a president would like more than that. And he's wired for math. So if your daughter loves math and is good at it, then she'll do really, really well in computer science. And then a passion for using that sort of computer science training in all things technology-wise. And not be limited just for computer science. Cybersecurity is a very wide and broad field, and also wouldn't be limited to a specific type of job that she may want when she graduates. As I mentioned, there are more jobs than we can fill right now, and our graduates, especially coming out of our program, have job offers before they ever graduate. Many of them, as I say, do internships in the very building where we have Fortune 500 companies that they wind up working for, making six figures. So it's a very lucrative career path to go into, and we certainly hope she comes to Augusta University. Thank you.
Any other questions? I think we have time. Andy?
I guess continue with the cyber theme. Can you talk to us a little bit more about your partnership with Fort Gordon? And I don't know if you have any. I'm assuming you have some sort of relationship with the cyber warrior in training pipeline, and how's that going, and what does that curriculum or training look like?
No, we have an incredible relationship with Fort Gordon, and in fact, it's one of the Augusta has such a fantastic relationship with Fort Gordon for decades. It's in the very DNA of our city, and we're very proud of that. So the opportunities that the Cyber Command coming there just really put Augusta in a fantastic position. We've had NSA Georgia there for quite some time as well. We just signed an articulation agreement with Fort Gordon just about 5 or 6 months ago that will allow those soldiers that come in with Army training, formal training, and be able to transfer those credits directly into Augusta University for any type of degree programs that they want to go into. The fact that we set up Augusta University Online, I think, really also offers us unique opportunities for soldiers who plan to only be there for a couple of years and then move on. And in addition to that, Fort Gordon retires several thousand individuals every single year. Many of them stay in Augusta. These are unbelievably qualified folks who've had years of experience doing the very thing that we want to train our students to. And we're looking at programs to articulate them back in to get whatever degree that they may want and get them ready for the workforce. So yeah, we've got a tremendous relationship with Fort Gordon. We've actually, part of our facility was designed as a SCIF secure facility, which allows Fort Gordon to come across the wire out and be able to meet with some of the business and industry in our facility, whereas before it took the companies to go into the fort to be able to have those type of meetings. So if you come to the Cyber City and look around, you'll see business executives in suits, you'll see them in tennis shoes and T-shirts, and you see a lot of fatigues. And that's exactly what we want, that sort of ecosystem where our students can be exposed to all that. It's a few minutes before 1, folks. I've made my promise. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very, very much. To commemorate your sharing the program today, we're proud to place a children's book inscribed with your name in the Columbus Public Library. Thank you. Okay, once again, I'd like to re-welcome all of our visiting Rotarians and guests, Sergeant First Class Quick and your daughter and First Sergeant. Thanks for visiting today. And please be sure to carry back our gratitude to all the men and women out at Fort Moore. A reminder that a replay of today's program will be on Facebook or YouTube, and next week's program will be Philip Clayton with Tri-Rivers Waterway Development, and I'm going to ask Joseph to come back up and lead us in the four-way test.
The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
With no other business, we are adjourned.